everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is titled Get to Know Me, where I answer your questions as honestly as I possibly can. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. So I thought I should add some spice to my Get to Know Me by getting a very sexy voice to ask me the questions. And if you're wondering whose sexy voice that is, that's my man's voice. It feels so weird saying this.
Shouldn't.
Hi, Piggy.
It rolls off perfect off your tongue.
Oh, come on. Bring that bass, Papa.
Thanks for having me, firstly.
Thank you for volunteering your very sexy voice.
Only a pleasure. So Noni, tell us, where was the awesome Noni born?
So, Noni Khumalo, originally Nontlantla Shonki Khumalo, was born in Mabopane. That's where I spent half of my life, actually, to be quite honest. And then I eventually moved to Joburg, Mabone.
And what was your school life like?
So, I went to General Jacques Pinaar when I was in grade 1 up until grade 3. We used to call it General Jokos Pinaar, and if you went there, you know exactly what I mean. Okay, we're all grown now, but that's how we used to call it. And then from grade 4 to grade 7, I went to Robert Hicks Primary School. And yeah, that was fun. It was a really, really good school. Then from there, went to Krugersdorp High School in Krugersdorp.
Wow.
Went to Krugersdorp High School from grade 8 to grade 10. And then I got an opportunity to go to the African Leadership Academy for 2 years of that. But things went a little bit downhill from there, but we're okay now. I mean, life's good. I went to very English medium government schools, and then I was literally in the middle of the CBD, you know, I call them the rebels of life. Like, I was probably like the saint in that school, but it was a fun experience for me, and because I really wanted school so badly, I had to go back there and do the right thing.
So with all that moving around, I'm sure making friends, keeping boyfriends must have been tricky, eh?
Did you just say keeping boyfriends? Can I tell you, I was never like the it girl for boys when I was still in school. Because I was a bit nerdy. I liked school quite a lot. I was just never the cool girl. I was always the academic girl, and that was always my advantage. My advantage was, if I'm going to be cool and if I'm going to be popular, then it definitely has to be through my books, because nothing else is going to work for me other than my academics. When it comes to friendships, it was pretty tricky because I made friends and then obviously those friendships die because you're very young. Then you make friends at Robert Hicks, and then you think you're going to maintain those friendships, but then you move from Pretoria, you go to Joburg, now you create new friendships, then you only have friends for 2 years until you move to another school, which is like a Pan-African institution, and everybody's across the world, some are in the US, some are somewhere on the continent. So keeping and maintaining friendships was very difficult for me, that I'm not gonna lie about.
What does your favorite meal look like?
Favorite meal, I have two, depending on the mood and depending on the season. I really love a mutton curry roti. Others call it roti. That slaps. Like, doesn't matter where you get it, that slaps, okay? But when I want to be bougie and I want to be great, definitely sushi.
Okay, and seeing as you have a passion for self-care and beauty, you know, which brand would you wish to work with or do a campaign or endorsement with?
This brand of mine is a brand that I actually worked for. So straight after the African Leadership Academy, I worked as a cosmetics consultant at Clinique. So I used to be the girl in the white dress, Nyana, that you see at the counters there. I had my Clinique badges. It was a fun time. And I've been using Clinique ever since. I think I've 10 years in the game using their 3-step process, which is cleansing, toning, moisturizing, as well as their foundations. So if I had to work with any cosmetics brand, as in tomorrow, I'd definitely pick Clinique because they've stayed true to the game for me. The beauty industry is evolving and quite intensely. It's probably one of the biggest growing industries. I could be wrong, and I stand to be corrected. But the beauty industry is growing massively, and I think there's always an opportunity for people to find gaps in the beauty industry to fit into. So I think it's going pretty far.
Why beauty? Like, why the industry?
Funny enough, I actually hated makeup growing up. And maybe hate is a strong word, but I didn't consider it because I come from a household where my mom doesn't wear makeup at all. The only makeup she wears was lipstick. So I never really had a thing for makeup and cosmetics. But then I ended up going to get like a Ribita piece job. I get it while you straight out of matric. So I went to Foschini Westgate, asked for a gig, and they said, oh, you speak so well. We're going to put you in cosmetics. And I was like, I really don't want to work at cosmetics, but whatever. And I really developed a passion for beauty because I'd actually see what beauty does to women that come and have no idea what to do with anything there, whether it's an eyebrow pencil, whether it's a foundation or a lipstick. And I remember a very vivid instance where there was a soccer mom. She was literally a soccer mom. That's what she called herself. Came into the cosmetics section and she said, you know what? I've never had my face done. And I said, ma'am, sit down. Let me show you what I've got. And I remember straight after doing her face, she literally bawled out crying. And I said, if this is what this makes people feel like, then this is exactly what I want to do forever. Whether I do it part-time or full-time, this is what I want to do. I want to make people feel good about themselves.
Wow, great.
Yep.
And tell us, what is your favorite makeup tool or makeup item?
So if I could only pick one item and nothing else, I'd go for lashes, hey? I could have a bare face, and thank goodness I have great skin, but I could never go anywhere without banyang. I mean, we look for diamonds all the time, so I wouldn't go anywhere without my lashes, to be very honest. I don't know if that's a makeup tool, because when you say makeup tool, I'm probably thinking like a brush or something, but if I could pick one thing out of my cosmetics bag, it would be my lashes.
Would you say there's a face for a place, like there's a face for church or a face for...
Definitely. I mean, the face that I have on now is not a face that I would have in corporate. This is not the face. I know people can say, oh, you can look whatever you want, however you want. Guys, like, we need to be realistic. The corporate space wants minimal makeup. They definitely want you to wear makeup, but I don't think this is the face to go to work to. Besides, half the time in corporate, you have to be at work very early, so this takes me about an hour. I don't have an hour every single morning to do this face. So I'd say corporate face, definitely a much more natural look. You know, maybe if you wanted lashes, not these dramatic ones. And I think this one is for YouTube channel, it's for the club, it's for going out with the girls, it's for date night. Definitely different faces for different spaces. I think that's what I should call it. Different faces for different spaces. That's it, that's right.
Awesome. Besides beauty, what else, like, burns you inside?
Radio. And I'm really good at writing. I don't know where I really get the skill from because I don't read as much as I should, and that's a bad thing. Kids, please read. I'm trying to develop that skill as well. But I write really well, and I love radio, and I am really great at emceeing. Something I discovered quite recently.
What's your favorite color?
Bare black ke color ya manyora. So that's it right here. That's my color. Sensei, I love the color black. Other than the fact that it makes you very skinny, but yeah, I love it. It's a pretty color.
Do you have siblings?
I do have siblings. My older brother, his name is Austin Shandu. He is an actor. And then it's me. I mean, insane. 2000. And then after that, it's Noni Khumalo. He's a cutie shem. Very athletic. And yeah, shame. He's a sweetheart. I ask him for anything and he does it. And then we have the 2000. The Latlamiki. The one who gets everything she wants. Her name is Unati, but I got to name her. Interesting thing about Unati is that her and I were born on the exact same day, which is the 11th of May, 11 years apart, and that day fell on Mother's Day that year. So, I mean, crazy. Birthday, Mother's Day, child is born. I mean, can't get any more perfect than that.
If you could write a letter to your younger self, what would you write?
Funny enough, my younger self was a lot more confident than what I am now. My younger self believed that they could do anything they could set their mind to. My younger self used to dance in the middle of nowhere for grannies. My younger self was like, even if I don't do well now, I know for a fact that I'm going to do better then. I think my younger self was a lot more confident. So I would have told my younger self to stay that way and to never change.
What keeps you going? What keeps you so driven and motivated?
I love what I do. And I think I say that almost every single day after like kicking a gig in the butt. I love what I do. It keeps me energized. It makes me happy. And I think also the hope of finally breaking into the industry is what keeps me going. So the fact that I'm still headed towards that direction, I'm just like, girl, keep going.
What question do you hope to answer in the future?
Does doing what you love pay off? I hope I get to answer someone's question like that. Because for the longest time, I had to run that question in my head because I suffered with being very creative, but also being an academic. And I didn't trust myself enough to go the creative route, and I went the academic route. And in as much as I think I would have succeeded and flourished in the corporate space, I think I would have done myself an injustice going that route. And I think that had I believed in the question, does doing what you love pay off, when I was much younger and went with it, I think I would have been further. But I'm still happy with where I am in my journey.
Does Noni have role models, mentors?
The role models that I have, since I was a kid, I've always said my mom and my dad are my role models. Strictly out of the way I was raised, strictly out of character. Piggy is busy like doing funny things on the side. But honestly, my role models, when I say role model, I look at character and I look at the people that they are and the things they had to sacrifice for their children to get to where they needed to get to. I definitely say my parents. When it comes to mentorship, I say this without like flinching. There is a man called Tim Zunkel. That guy is everything. He gives you direction. He tells you the truth. He never lies. That's the guy. That's my mentor.
Awesome. Let's do the tricky stuff.
Sure.
What's your favorite song?
Right now, it's Hilakau. That's my December song. When I do go on leave, I'm playing that song the whole way to wherever I'm going. Somewhere in the bushes, somewhere. That's my song. Hilakau. Love it. That's my jam.
Oh, interesting. Great.
Why did you ask that question? Because you also love that song. Let's be honest.
No. What's your favorite drink that nobody knows you really, really enjoy?
The drink that I have behind closed doors, without a doubt, Msavovo, Miss Savannah herself. That's my girl. That is the girl she thinks she is, for sure.
And, you know, who's the most gorgeous man you've seen with your own two eyes?
Why did you do that?
Yeah, get to know you.
Why?
Tell the people want to know.
The most beautiful man I've ever seen. There are a lot.
Ah.
There are a lot. I had to think about that. I'm not too sure this is a trick question because somebody's trying to trap me. So let's move on to the next question. I said I'm going to try to be as honest as possible. I didn't say I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. No, it's fine. Next question. If we were in 2025, looking back, how far would you see Noni's growth?
If we were in 2025, I'll be how old? We're in 2020 now. Hey, by 2025, at least Nyana, I should be planning to have like a little bambino, Nyana, something. At least one. I've got until I'm 35, okay? So if there's no money, babes, akona bambino etlo tlamfa. But I think Noni Khumalo in 5 years' time should have at least attained 80% of her goals. We're still getting there. We're still just beginning. Thank you so much for tuning into my Get to Know Me with my man. It was tons of fun. Please don't forget to comment, to like, and to subscribe. And if you are looking for me anywhere on the socials, make sure you head on over to Instagram, Noni_Khumalo, as well as on Twitter. And if it's a Facebook situation, I have to assess how many people we know in comment before I accept you. But I don't know. Just be nice, okay? DM me or something. Did I say DM? I'm kidding. But yeah. Thanks. Ciao.